All right, Joe, give us a countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
NerdCage Nation, are you ready for round number 7? What better movie that bleeds everything nerd culture than the 2010 cult classic Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Thursday, July 29th, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. in the West. So joining the NerdCage crew you know and love, including Mark Withers, myself, Joe, the Trollhammer, and voice actor extraordinaire Matthew Farden, we got a lineup louder than a sex bomb.
Coming at you fast, Titangoji from the TokuTitanCast. Once again, on the attack is Big Jack. From the depth of nerd hell comes Alex the Swell. More powerful than General Zod comes Nick and Laura from the Review Roulette Pod. And walking the movie walk, once again, Wes, Gabe, and Tommy from Real Talk.
Good day for a swell battle. And begin!
Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in the nerd cage with your hosts Mark and Jay. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You're about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello and welcome, that's right, you're trapped in NerdCage Live. This ain't just a reaction show, but a debate show and a live discussion on everything that makes people like you and I tick. So thank you for joining us tonight. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week, coming to you live from Syracuse, New York. And Mark is working overtime right now. Hopefully he'll be here. But yeah, he's stuck in Cincinnati. Hopefully he'll be here. And always among us, our moderator and Trollhammer, Joe, from Fallen One Gaming. And from Dallas, Texas, weighing in at an unstoppable 20,000 subscribers. Born from the Atomic Blast, the host of TokuTitanCast, Davis Madol, a.k.a. Titangoji. And from the mighty streets of Queens, New York City, swooping the cage with his strong push, coming from the hub, NerdCage Nation, please welcome back the mighty Kush. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing fantastic, Jay.
I'm great.
Love the intro.
Thank you very much. I had to improvise. Now, hey, Joe, who we got in the chat right now?
All right, live in chat, we have Billy Mount III.
Nice.
We got Scott Bannock.
Always here,
Joseph
thank you.
Welby.
Hey.
Laura Fickton. Shay Smithers. Zion Zenith. Jeff Mento.
Hey, Jeff.
And PTA Sports.
Yo, Cuss. What is up? So we got a good mix of Giants Nation. We got NerdCage Nation. We definitely got some Kaiju fanatics here from Davis's channel. So we got a really good melting pot here tonight. So yeah, like I said, hopefully Mark will be joining us. I just want a friendly reminder, at the end of tonight's show, we're going to give away a movie. I don't know if anyone's seen the movie Nobody yet. I know Davis just did. I will be giving away a digital copy at the end of the show. To enter, send an email to nerdcagelive@outlook.com. nerdcage@outlook.com. I'll repeat that. Send your name in the subject line, email to nerdcagelive@outlook.com, and we'll draw a random winner tonight, and then I'll email the digital code back to that winner. So, yes. Speaking of Nobody, Kush, have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, no. But as usual, this is like, my third time on here. We've talked things I haven't seen before, like Highlander and whatnot. It's going to be good.
Yes. Davis, you just watched Nobody. What was your thoughts?
Oh, it was pretty awesome. It's easily one of the best movies I've seen this year. I'm a huge fan of Hardcore Henry, which the director also did back then. So when I heard that I believe it's pronounced Ilya Naishuller was directing Nobody, and it stars Bob Odenkirk, I couldn't help but be excited for it. Unfortunately, because a lot of stuff popped up in my life, I had to set it aside for a good while. But I recently just watched it, and oh man, it's very good. It's very good.
And of course, shout out to the RZA. The RZA from Wu-Tang is in the movie. So it just made it that much better.
Yeah.
It's got a really good cast. Now listen, I see some questions here in the chat. No, I did not see Hardcore Henry. I know it's the first person shooting.
Oh dude, you should check it out. It's so good.
I will definitely check it out. But yes, if you're a fan of Hardcore Henry, if you're a fan of The Equalizer, if you're a fan of The Expendables and John Wick, Nobody. You should, if you gotta watch it. If you enter to win, great. But if you don't win, still go rent it and go see it.
It's fantastic.
Absolutely. So you got the official endorsement from not just me, but from Davis too. Okay, so guys, a lot of stuff has happened since last time both of you guys were on the show. So for starters, Kush, you're the biggest Halo fan that I know. And me and Joe did an E3 stream. By the way, thanks for everybody who came to our E3 stream a couple weeks ago. But Kush, give your general thoughts on and your reaction to the presentation of Halo Infinite.
I mean, I think they keep hitting it out the park with presentations and E3 reveals. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to hit it out the park with the actual game, because with Halo, you're talking about a franchise that used to be on the top of the world back in its heyday. You know what I'm saying? It's back in 04 to 07 time period, where it was probably the most popular game in the world. When Halo 3 came out, there was lines around the blocks at every single game store to get in and whatnot. And the fall from Halo 3 to Halo 4 and 5, even though it's not even a total of 10 years, was so big. But we for example, me and Joe, we were kind of briefly talking about turnover in companies and how that affects games and whatnot. That's the main reason for why Halo, not that many people know about it or, are excited about it anymore as they were, say, 10 years ago or whatnot. Because the studio, Bungie, used to make Halo. Then Bungie and Microsoft, they got into a little tiff, and then Bungie left Microsoft. 343 was the new studios that took over. It was made, the people at 343... some of them are from Bungie, so it's not like it's just completely new people coming in, but they just never did as good of a job. And one thing that's reflected in just notoriety, sales, and quality of the game. Halo 4 had a great story, but terrible gameplay and just non-existent multiplayer, which, if anybody knows Halo, it's it kind of helped build FPS multiplayer as to what it is today. And then Halo 5 had a terrible story, but great multiplayer, and the gameplay was kind of so it's they're hitting on one thing and missing on everything else. And Halo 5 had the best marketing out of any game I ever saw. I got everybody so hyped for it. They knocked E3 out of the park, just like they're knocking E3 out of the park right now with Infinite. But it was just such a setback for the franchise story-wise, and such a disappointment, because once again, what they were showing in E3 was not reflective of what came in the game. That, we basically had now 6 years without a main story Halo game, and they're knocking everything out of the park again. We're talking graphics, which is a massive improvement from what they showed last year. They had to delay the game because the graphics clearly weren't done. It looks so good now. God of War PS4-esque. It's already God of War PS4-esque in the sense that the cutscenes to gameplay is going to be a seamless transition, where it's just it goes right into each other. I don't know how to describe it. Usually your cutscenes are pre-rendered, and then you have a fade in into the gameplay. Now it's like God of War. It's I think Red Dead had similar things as well, where everything was rendered as the game is going, and it's a seamless transition. You barely even notice it, and it looks so splendid. And the gameplay that they did show off looks really nice. It's a nice blend of the classic and the more competitive FPS gameplay of today. But it's like, that's the feeling I've been getting since they first revealed it in 2018. And it's, what is that now? Already 4 years now?
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for the game. So like, I can't confidently say this is going to be a great game, even though I want to so much, because of the fact that I had a similar experience with Halo 5, and that turned out to be like the worst game of the series, and it set the franchise back so many years.
I think the emphasis on the story had that big shift in Halo 2 when the multiplayer was first pretty much implemented. And ever since then, it has been more high on multiplayer than the story. The story's kind of fallen behind.
I will say this, though. The story in Halo 2 was probably... Because multiplayer in Halo 2 was where they introduced it, but Halo 2 had like the best story out of all of them.
Yeah, as short as it was.
Yeah.
Nah, 2 was the longest campaign. 2 was like 15 missions. The short one was, I think, 3.
Three.
Yeah, 3 was the short one, and it felt kind of, I wouldn't say rushed, but it was more fast-paced than 1 and 2, but it's like, it was still a great story, like as a conclusion to the trilogy. But I know exactly what you're saying, though. Like,
3 is also where they started spinning off to like ODST and stuff like that, Halo Wars, so they kind of got away from the main story.
Yeah.
No, so I was just looking at the chat here, and our friend Laura from the Review Roulette podcast, Kush, you touched on it. She says that Microsoft won E3. If I'm taking my Nintendo bias out, because I got my wish, I got my Metroid Dread, which is going to rock, by the way, and my Breath of the Wild 2 official reveal. But, like, yeah, if I'm taking my Nintendo bias, I do feel that Microsoft won E3. And I prefer Xbox over PlayStation, but I'm more of a Nintendo guy. But, yeah. I see where everyone's coming from.
To kind of quickly speak on it, because I mean, I'm not I forgot what it's called, console wars type of guy.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of guy. I've always loved both, and I was always more of an Xbox guy purely because I'm such a big fan of Halo, and obviously it's only available on Xbox.
Yeah.
But I will say in the past couple of years, as usual, PlayStation is putting out the best games out there. Like God of War was one of them, Horizon was one of them. Spider-Man PS4 is another just great game that, you know, you only get on PS4 and the PlayStation console. But the past couple years, what Xbox has been doing with Game Pass, I am very satisfied. I am so happy with what they're doing with Game Pass. And now you're even getting PlayStation games on Game Pass, like MLB The Show, made by PlayStation Studios, PlayStation exclusive, is now on Xbox Game Pass. And it's just like, listen, I ain't rich. I'm not dropping $70 on next-gen games, which is, I think, is a complete scam that gaming companies are trying to do. And I will say that's one thing I was disappointed in PlayStation doing. They're heavily pushing the $70 price tag, but with Game Pass, you get it for free technically if you're on the subscription, because day one releases of games drop on Game Pass if you're a subscriber, and it's like $10 a month, so it's like complete steal for me.
Yeah, and all of them. I mean, they're not discriminating against any game. All of them will drop on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the one thing that can push Xbox over PlayStation.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's getting it back in, because honestly, the reason they completely failed, let's call it what it is, in the last generation was because of their lack of games. And ever since, you know, I don't know if you guys know who Phil Spencer is, the current head of Microsoft and Xbox. Ever since he took over in 2015, which once again, it's no coincidence that the lowest point of the Halo franchise, 2015, was the lowest point in Xbox. Like, they were considering shutting down Xbox as a company. Microsoft was seriously considering that. And then you got Phil Spencer, who took over and basically saved the entire company and has really turned it around, has really listened to the fans. And then there's, there's Bonnie Wright, or not Bonnie Wright, I'm forgetting her last name, but there's a couple of people that really turned it around in like the past 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, that was really well said. I tell you what, though, I play, honestly, I started playing Xbox because, I mean, I always had an Xbox. Like, I started from the beginning, but I'm not a Halo guy. The franchise that I love is Gears of War. I haven't played Gears of War 5 yet.
That's like another one that's kind of just like the Xbox game, right?
Yeah, Halo and Gears are probably the flagship games of the Xbox.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens when, was it Starfield? Like,
I was about to say Starfield, because, and that's another thing, not just Game Pass. Like, Microsoft has been making moves with studios. Like, PlayStation, in terms of studios they've acquired, has gotten less and less over the years, and now Microsoft has like 20 plus. and the Bethesda deal. They basically own Doom now. They own Fallout. You know, that's why Starfield is going to be an Xbox exclusive, which does look really good. And then they also have the deal with EA, which that was the main reason I got Game Pass was because obviously, you know, I'm a Giants YouTuber. I cover the NFL. The main reason I got it at first wasn't even for a Master Chief Collection because I already owned it. Was because I'm like, I'm going to get Madden free when it drops, right? So you get all the EA titles, you get all the Bethesda titles. It's just, when you really look into it, such a great deal.
Yes. Hey, yo, I gotta pull a Fist Vegas right now. There's 15 people in the chat and only 5 likes. Hit that goddamn like button, man. Come on. Don't be like that. Pay the rent. Hit that like button if you're gonna be hanging out with us. Okay, so I want to shift gears just a little bit, because I know Davis is chomping at the bit because because I know this is why I wanted to bring the two of you together, okay? Because this is what I love about doing this YouTube thing. Is when I have, you know, our various guests on the show, and you get to know these guests, and then you say, oh wow, so he likes that, so does he. That being said, the common string that I want to bring you guys together, Attack on Titan. That's which is why I had the theme like this today. I recently dipped my toes in Attack on Titan because Davis has been kind of like, you know, planting that seed like, Jay, you need to watch this. I finally started watching Attack on Titan, and you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I like it. I'm not in love with it yet. It's kind of started a little slow, but there's enough interest there to keep me going. So, gentlemen, go ahead. Like, why should I keep going? And what makes this show great? Whoever wants to go first.
I guess I'll go ahead and start. Now, admittedly, season 1 isn't perfect. There are definitely like some rough spots here and there, and that is mainly due to the fact that at the time of like writing the manga, Hajime Isayama, he was still trying to like find his footing like as a writer. And and while season 1, yeah, like it's got a couple of flaws here and there, but overall it's still a solid season. But that's only like the surface of what makes Attack on Titan great. Because like everything after that, I'll just say that season 1 is here. Season 2 and onwards, like up here.
Yeah.
It gets so much better. Like the stakes become higher. A lot more pieces of lore gets revealed and so forth. Lots of like character dynamics change back and forth. Lots of character development as well. It's all building up to like this sort of like grand scope of a story where shit's really gonna go down. and not even to discredit season 1, because I completely agree with Davis here. It does have its little bit of flaws, but season 1 is a great season. You know, as an anime show, it's like a solid 8, 9 out of 10. And the thing with Attack on Titan is that with every single season that's dropped, it was always a top like show streaming worldwide. When season 1 dropped, for example, a lot of people don't realize this. Attack on Titan is what put Netflix on the map for anime, because Netflix had that deal with season 1 when it dropped back in 2013. Everybody who was, you know, everybody who was interested in anime at the time was watching Attack on Titan, even with season 1, even though I could confidently say season 1 is the worst out of all 4 seasons. And that's not because it's a bad season. It's just like, if you stack it up against the other 3 that follows, it's like, man, the story and, the lore and all the twists and stuff that happens in the other 3 just completely outmatch season 1. But that deal they made with Netflix, for example, Attack on Titan season 1 was so like great and popular that is the whole reason they got involved in anime in the first place, and it expanded their markets to Japan tremendously and whatnot. So I just want to say, not to discredit season 1, because it's a great season.
It is.
But like when you consider everything I just said and what it's done, in the time in 2013, and the fact that it kept that hype all the way until 2017, there was a 4-year gap from season 1 to season 2, and it got even more popular. When you consider that, and that the seasons afterwards are better, I think that should be enough for you to continue watching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I will say this, because I guess it's not too spoilerish, because like I said, I'm still early on, but I think the scene that really grabbed me in season 1 so far, again, I'm like 9 or 10 episodes in right now, when he has that, I wouldn't call it a dream, but when he's inside the Titan's stomach and he sees like the dead people in there along with, his mother and stuff, like, whoa.
All I'm gonna say,
that
Jay,
was
is
deep.
you mentioned the word dream, bro. Pay attention to dreams, memories, and all that, bro.
Yeah. I am, and I will say this, man, I love the animation,
I'm
too.
telling you, Jay, when I say this, man, in the end of Season 3, which is basically Season 4, and in Season 4 is tying back things all the way to Season 1, Episode 1, he's doing that, bro. Like, pay attention to everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it so far.
I want to interject here, and I want to welcome a friend of yours, James Kern.
Yes! Our classmate, Jimmy. It's good to see you here, man. I'm glad you finally dropped in. Again, thanks for everyone that stopped in today. Really, really appreciate it. Oh, but yeah, I wanted to just add on to, like, I'm also really impressed with the animation. I'm sorry, Davis, I have to say it again. As much as I like Godzilla Singular Planet, which we will get to, that's going to be our next segue. And I was on the TokuTitanCast on Sunday night, and I had to be not the bad guy, but I was the one that was kind of crapping on everybody's. I liked it. I didn't love it like everybody else did. I wasn't too impressed with the animation on that show, but it doesn't take away how great the show is and the story and everything else. But the animation, I just think could have been better. When I'm watching Attack on Titan, that animation's fucking tits, dude, for real.
I'm gonna tell Jay, I'm gonna tell you this: with almost any anime you watch, it's gonna be that. That's just like, I don't know if I should say Japanese culture, but like that's just how it is with like 90% anime. Man, they put so much work into it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And Jay, in case you didn't like the animation enough already in Season 1. I'm happy to inform you that it gets so much better, as it goes on.
Also, believe it or not, in terms of like art style, you were just talking about art in general. The mangaka in Attack on Titan in general has one of the worst art styles in all of anime, and the author or the mangaka, he admits this because he's not a good artist compared to the standards of like the rest of the industry. So when you even consider that, it's like, it's just kind of a wow factor into how much work they put into this stuff.
Oh yeah, it's like when you look at those early chapters that Season 1 is adapting. Like, I mean, not only is it like a night and day difference, but it's astonishing how they were able to breathe so much life into some pretty rough artwork.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie though. No, you both can answer this question for me. Again, now that I'm new to Attack on Titan, I'm kind of new to anime as well. Truth be told, I mean, other than like the movie.
Listen, I got a very short list of recommendations for you.
Go for it. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, right now, all right. If you love animation, one of the most popular out there right now, that's just a good show in general. Also, a very short one, just like Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer. Another good one that's Crunchyroll original, Jujutsu Kaisen. Also has really good storytelling.
I still need to check that out.
Yeah, one of my personal favorites, just because I started watching, just like Attack on Titan, I've started watching it from the day it dropped, is My Hero. It's kind of more lighthearted, but it has its really dark moments, like with certain seasons, and depending, I don't know, that's gonna be, it's off-putting for some people. I really do like it. I still think it's one of the best out there. It's basically like a superhero academy X-Men type show. And then Hunter x Hunter is just like one of the GOATs animes for me. It's an older one. But like, very short list. If you like animation, don't immediately go to Demon Slayer. It has probably the best out there.
Okay, and I think HBO Max has it too. So
yeah, because they have a deal with Crunchyroll.
Yeah. Attack on Titan, I'm watching on Netflix right now. But no, I was just gonna say, and I want you guys to intervene real quick. Please don't take this the wrong way, guys. But I don't know if it was done on purpose. But sometimes on the Titans, it can look a little silly, like laughable.
Yeah, it's done on purpose. I know what you mean. It's done on purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, because like there's the one where the dude's like running like this, like.
It's 100% done on purpose,
the fat one that was running,
bro.
and he's like bobbling his head. I started laughing hard, like, yo, come on.
Nah, trust me, bro. It's 100% done on purpose. I mean, they even say it in the show, right? They're the abnormal Titans.
Yeah, I had a giggle a little bit, like, oh my god, it just looks funny. No, I actually did enjoy the two Toho movies more so I know Davis loves them. Yep, in the background there, if you can see it. I think I liked the first one. The second one didn't really do it for me, but I haven't watched the movie since they came out. But I was aware of Attack on Titan because before Shin Godzilla came out, like everyone's like, watch Attack on Titan because that's what led to Shin Godzilla. Same directors, same writers, blah blah blah. So yeah, I knew of Attack on Titan because I watched the Toho films, and then I was told.
Well,
yeah,
I gotta ask you and Davis: is Shin Godzilla made by Mappa Studios?
Oh no, Toho did Shin Godzilla.
Oh, okay. Because I heard same director, and I'm like, maybe.
Okay. Shinji Higuchi, he's one of the directors on Shin Godzilla. He directed both of the live-action Attack on Titan films.
Oh, Jay, that's probably where you got it mixed up, bro. Never watch live-action adaptation of any type of show, bro. It's never good.
I mean,
it's not bad.
Pretty good.
Toho tried. I mean, I'd say it's worth a watch. Go ahead, Davis. I love it.
I mean, I'm basically the live-action Attack on Titan expert. Okay, so you kind of have to keep in mind that that like Japanese films, you're not going to get like Marvel type of budget. But at the same time, I feel like using tokusatsu was a really good way to kind of like stay closer to the roots of Attack on Titan, because a lot of the manga was inspired by classic kaiju movies like War of the Gargantuas, Godzilla vs. Biollante, and so forth. So in a way, it's almost like a love letter to that classic era of kaiju films, like much like the anime was. And while yeah, there are like many differences here and there, that's mainly because Hajime Isayama wanted them to be different from the manga. They didn't want, or he didn't want it to be like an exact replication of his work. Although at the same time, he kind of did put bits and pieces in the films that kind of foreshadow future events in that would appear later in the manga. I like to compare it to Shin Mazinger Z and New Getorobo in the sense where they are retellings. But but not only are they different from the source material, they are pretty unique enough to stand on their own.
Yeah, no, that's well said. And to be fair, Kush, I think watching the live action movies helped me understand what was going on in season 1, because they clearly borrowed a lot of those storylines in the movie too. So that actually helped me, so I wasn't lost. And I kind of see where the story is going because I saw the movies first. So just saying, like, you know.
I will say, I understand where you're coming from, but if you see the movie which takes from the show, then of course you're going to understand the story more, right? But I don't necessarily think it helped. I don't know. I feel like because with the movies you have to simplify so much, and I did see it, like it's impossible to capture all of that. That's why I'm like, I just tend to stay away from any live action adaptation.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's worth checking out. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got on Attack on Titan. I figured good segue here.
I do have a question for you, Jay, from the chat. Shea Smithers wants to know how much Dragon Ball Z you've watched. And are you a fan?
Who, me?
Yes.
I know of Dragon Ball Z, but I never really watched it. But Davis, on the other hand, he's seen all that, the movies and more, so... I mean, I know who Goku and Majin Buu, I know who the characters are, I know the premise. No, I did not see that crappy movie that came out a few years ago. But...
What, Broly?
But no, I never got into Dragon Ball Z. I mean, I don't dislike it, I just...
Nah, it's like, I said Hunter is one of my go-to animes just because of, like, if we're talking actual greatest of all time, just because known worldwide and known by the most people, like, Dragon Ball Z is obviously up there, and, like, Naruto is up there as well, so.
Yeah. Also in the chat here, I just want to quick shout out here, Rick Gall says, let's go, Gigante Giants. Like, I'll take it. And, of course, there was somebody else I saw earlier that popped in that I know. Oh! Zeon in the chat. Zeon Zenith. I don't think I've ever seen you in NerdCage, so thank you for stopping in. Appreciate it. Okay, so keep it in the anime realm. Okay, we touched on it earlier. Godzilla's singular point. Kush, listen. I feel in my heart of hearts you'll like Godzilla singular point. I liked it. I'm not an anime guy, and I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, me also being pretty into anime and also a huge Godzilla fan, I loved Singular Point. I did say back in the stream I did on TokuTitanCast that it was basically the Godzilla anime I always wanted. So yeah, I think you might really dig it, Kush.
And let me reiterate real quick. I hated the trilogy, the anime trilogy. I hated it. But Singular Point, Kush,
is Singular Point separate from the anime trilogy?
Yes.
Completely different. And it's
I haven't seen it, but I have to ask, what is this hashtag going around? Dump Truck Godzilla.
Davis, that's all you. That's all you, Davis.
No. Just such a. That's the one thing I never liked about. I seen the Shin Godzilla design. I'm not sure if it's similar or different to the anime trilogy design, but it's kind of a stupid design where they made his legs so large compared to the rest of his body. It's crazy.
I'll explain the hashtag in a bit, but I'll go ahead and say that that's kind of the thing with modern Godzilla designs these days, where it's like they try to ground the character further into reality by giving him like such large legs, because he's gonna need such large legs in order to hold his own weight, because realistically, if his legs were any smaller, he'd crush himself. But to explain the hashtag, we were pretty much talking about that on the TokuTitanCast episode about Singular Point, and Yoko Higuchi, who's a production assistant on Shin Godzilla. He stopped by in the live chat, and while we were talking about Godzilla's thick thighs, he posted hashtag Dump Truck Godzilla, and as a joke,
it caught fire.
As a joke, I decided to post hashtag Dump Truck Godzilla on Twitter, and now everyone is saying it.
Yep. Wow, it's just amazing that it went as far and it reached Kush. So I'm astonished.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so this is like the one thing Godzilla Twitter is gonna know me for. All right.
And Kush, just real quick though, it's also pretty short. Like, I binged all 13 episodes in one day. Like the total every episode's like barely 20 minutes, like 25 minutes. I'm gonna say this though. It doesn't. The first couple episodes is a lot of character introduction and world building. Definitely world building's a thing in this. Episode 4 is where it takes off, for me personally. And there's a lot of familiar Toho monsters. I mean, I guess it's not spoilers, the toys and stuff are out. But, you got your Rodans, your Angros, your Jet Jaguar, your Mandas. It's really, 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 well done. They're all unique designs. They're likable. There's likable characters. That's the thing. The characters are likable, and it's just it's very, very sciencey. I'll say that right now. Just a fair warning. It's very sciencey, but at the end of the day, it's Godzilla, and it's a great payoff in the end. Kush, I have a feeling you will like it. It's just based on.
I am a very big fan of the more modern Godzilla, and I've seen, I think we talked about the very first time I came on the show, where I've seen a couple of the classics from way back in the 60s and 70s, and I'm definitely a bigger fan of the more modern ones. So if it's anything like that, then yeah.
Yeah, so I would say check it out and let us both know what you think for sure, because
oh yeah, it's easily one of the most unique entries in the entire franchise.
Absolutely. Dave, is there anything else you want to add on Singular Point before we move on?
Like what Jay was saying earlier, it's definitely very sciencey at times. It does get a bit heavy-handed with the whole science, technobabble and all that. And that's mainly due to the fact that one of the writers is an actual physicist and a sci-fi writer, and that's kind of just how he writes. But not only do you have all these science elements at play here, there's also a lot of ties to religion, folklore, and mythology as well. So it's a pretty pretty rich story. Not really like a deep lore. I mean, not deep compared to Attack on Titan, of course, but there's like enough going on in the story to like keep it interesting.
I do want to ask, what was the Godzilla trilogy called again?
I've seen it be referred to as two names: the Godzilla anime trilogy or the Godzilla Earth trilogy. It's Planet of the Monsters, City on the Edge of Battle, and the Planet Eater. A lot of
I hate it.
I want you to explain to me and tell me, like, what about it was so bad?
Okay, so it was originally going to be a series, but then somewhere down the line they decided to make it into 3 films, and when you watch it, it's so obvious it was meant to be a series because none of the films stand like alone very well. Like they all feel like pieces of like a larger puzzle. Basically, most of Planet of the Monsters is filler. Like you can take like 80% of that movie and just throw it in the trash. The second movie, it's basically the first movie. It's the first movie again, but I feel like it's just a tad more interesting towards the end. Emphasis on tad. The third one is decent.
The third one, I will admit, okay, they're all booty sauce, but the third one is the best of the 3.
And I'll say this, with a trilogy, whenever the second one in a trilogy is the worst, it just messes up the entire trilogy. This kind of goes back to like the earlier Halo conversation. The original trilogy is one of the greatest video game trilogies of all time. Strong first one, like GOAT level second one, and a really great third one. But then the second trilogy, weak first one, absolute trash second one, and now we're waiting for the third one because you know what I'm saying, when the middle one is bad, it affects both the intro and the conclusion. It's just like it messes up the entire thing.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion. I will say this though, the animation's beautiful. I think the anime, come at me, I don't care, people. The animation in the trilogy is better than in my opinion, better than Singular Point. But the Singular Point execution, the story's there. It's a great goddamn story. It's a really, really cool take on Godzilla where, you know, it's not spoiler really because it's right at the beginning. Godzilla takes over the Earth basically, and then humankind comes back to Earth, and the story's there, but the execution was not. But the Godzilla design itself was cool because Godzilla Earth is like the most massive Godzilla ever. But it was just such a drag. It just
let me look up the size.
It is the largest incarnation of Godzilla yet. I forget the exact height, but
it's 1,000 feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's over 300 meters.
And how big is the one from the movies? He's like what, 100 meters?
300
feet. So this anime Godzilla is 300 meters. The second largest, I can't remember if it was the King of the Monsters Godzilla or Shin Godzilla, but Shin Godzilla is 118.5 meters.
Yeah, 400 feet, basically.
I've seen the design for Shin Godzilla. I want to say Shin Godzilla is bigger than the movie ones, and the movie ones I think is like around 100. I've seen the design for Shin Godzilla. I still think movie Godzilla would give him the business. This man got no upper body strength, bro.
No, the Shin Godzilla.
Well, okay, I just looked up Godzilla Earth. Jesus Christ, he's massive. What in the world?
That's what I'm saying. Like that version of Godzilla is fucking awesome. It's just the trilogy itself was just booty.
How do they make that work then? How do you make something that big work in story? I don't get it.
Well,
that's like by far the largest.
It's thousands of years of evolution, basically.
Yeah, basically their explanation is that Godzilla has essentially become part of the Earth.
Yeah, like that the Earth is basically humankind's been wiped out, and they come back. Was it 20,000 years in the future, and it's all taken over by mutant plants?
It was either 2 or 20,000.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it has an actual very interesting story.
It is. It's just executed poorly. That's all.
Okay.
I mean, Davis, am I right? It's
oh yeah, you totally hit the nail on the head there. It's got so many interesting ideas. It's just that the execution, it definitely could have been
with
a lot
Singular
better.
Point, it doesn't sound like it's too much different of a premise, at least, except when Godzilla takes over, the story takes place right from there instead of 2,000 years.
It's a lot more grounded. Singular Point's far more grounded. It's basically what's interesting, I don't want to spoil it, but
how tall is Godzilla in Singular Point, by the way?
Like 300 feet.
A lot of the official.
So around 100 meters, then, basically.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the official stats are in meters, but Godzilla does get to 100 meters.
Yeah. I like I said, I highly recommend it. So Kush, I'm just saying right now, like watch Singular Point. Watch the anime trilogy if you really want to, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's bad. I
really want to just because
straight to Singular
it sounds
Point.
so interesting. Like the premise sounds so interesting.
I would say go straight to Singular Point, and if you're really inclined, then go to the anime trilogy. But
By the way, that Singular Point design that you have up on the screen right now, he looks so much like a crocodile.
It's kind of funny. Someone else in the chat says it looks like Bowser.
Yeah.
I just pulled whatever the first Godzilla GIF. Well, I say GIF, not GIF. But the first Godzilla GIF file I found on Google, I found that one, I pulled it.
Do have a few questions from the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
Billy Mount III asks, how many inches is Legendary Godzilla and Monsterverse Godzilla?
I cannot convert meters to inches.
Isn't Legendary and Monsterverse the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
He wants to know if Davis is excited for Shin Ultraman.
Oh, absolutely. As Godzilla vs. Kong kept getting delayed, I took that sweet time to get into Ultraman. I watched all the way up to Ultraman Taro. I've also watched Z, Nexus, Tiga, the movie The Next, and Ultraman. It's easily become one of my all-time favorite franchises to come from Japan. It's a franchise where a lot like Godzilla, there's something in there for everyone, and from what I've seen, no one's like really at each other's throats about which Ultraman is better, because everyone agrees that hey, all these Ultraman shows are great. And why I'm super looking forward to Shin Ultraman is because...
Wait, so are you saying you watch every single Ultraman?
Oh, no, I haven't seen every single Ultraman. Just saying that a lot of people seem to agree that all these Ultraman shows are very good. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to Shin Ultraman because I feel like we have yet to see Shinji Higuchi like be at his like best performance as like a director, because back in Return of Godzilla, back in 1984, he was just the effects assistant next to Tadayoshi Nakano, who mentored him, and he did a fantastic job directing the effects of the Heisei Gamera trilogy. Sorry, Jay, I know you don't like them, but
real quick question: is Ultraman a robot or just a supersized man?
An alien.
What?
Okay, so basically the premise of Ultraman is that basically an alien finds finds a human host, it basically puts its body into this sort of device that it gives the host. Mm-hmm. Like in the very first Ultraman series, it's a beta capsule, which is like this. It almost kind of looks like a vape, but yeah, the host pushes the button and he grows giant and transforms into Ultraman.
Mm-hmm. It was basically Power Rangers before Power Rangers, basically. Like Ultraman ultimately gave birth to Power Rangers as we know it.
I thought Super Sentai gave birth to Power Rangers.
Well, Super Sentai was kind of a result of the Henshin boom 70s, which was technically kickstarted by Ultraman.
Okay, then.
The Henshin boom is when you have like this huge craze of transforming superheroes like Ultraman, like Kamen Rider, like Super Sentai, which was basically, hey, let's have a show where we basically have 5 Kamen Riders in a show, but they're all like different colors and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Shin Ultraman because I love Shinji Higuchi's work. I mean, I love the live-action Attack on Titan films. I love Shin Godzilla. I feel like here he has a huge opportunity to like perform at his best as a director, because with Shin Godzilla, he was just a co-director. With Attack on Titan, he was very limited by Hajime Isayama's requests because he had a huge part in the production of those films as well. And I'm also interested in seeing what Hideaki Anno is bringing to the table, because not only is he producing it, he's also writing it. And he also wrote Shin Godzilla and directed it.
Excellent. Well said.
Shay Smithers asked Davis and Kush, what did you guys think of Dragon Ball Super as a follow-up to Z?
Okay, I'll be real here. I kind of had no interest in watching Super, but I did see Battle of the Gods, Resurrection F, and Broly, and I loved those movies.
I'll say this, kind of very similar to Davis. I don't think any Dragon Ball fan really had an interest in watching Super, because I don't think anybody expected a series after Z. Like, Dragon Ball Z is a great show, all right, for what it is, and like that's what made it the GOAT show. Everybody knows Dragon Ball Z. Not a lot of people know Dragon Ball, the original show, before Goku, was an alien, where the strongest thing he could do was Kaioken, and that's about it. But Dragon Ball Z was great. I loved it. Super is good. Because of the fact that it just takes everything up a notch, and like it takes it to the max, where they're literally fighting gods, and like Goku's already died so many times back in Z, and it's just like, I don't know, it takes everything up to a notch where it's just like, it's good because I love watching a fighting show every now and then. As a follow-up to Z, though, I don't know if this might be controversial. I don't know if it's a good follow-up, because Z was a good overall show, if that makes sense.
I want to welcome Sean Berry to the chat.
Hey,
Sean!
And he asks, where is it here? He asks, which Godzilla do you find more frightening, Shin Godzilla or Godzilla Ultima?
Bit of a tough question, because Shin Godzilla is basically like a giant monolith, whereas Godzilla Ultima is basically a demon. So, I guess when it comes to like the eerie aspect of it, I'd probably go with Shin Godzilla.
Yeah,
but when it comes to but when it comes to characterization, probably Ultima.
That's well said. I always feel like, here's the thing I liked about Shin Godzilla. I want to say it earlier. The thing I love about Shin Godzilla, I know, Kush, you kind of knocked the design a little bit, but to me, Shin Godzilla is really the first time where like Godzilla is like an abomination, like he was always meant to be. I mean, yeah, in 1954 he kind of was, but I feel like Shin Godzilla really made him look like.
I mean, come on now, Jay. The man looks like a Coke bottle.
I disagree. I just like the fact that he's got like the charred skin and like.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay, yeah.
The
Well, the skin, I got you with that. The skin, the teeth, but the shape. He's a Coke bottle with legs.
He's been eating too many Krabby Patties.
Yeah, exactly. He looks like Squidward from that one episode. And I get that it's grounded in reality, but Monster vs. Godzilla is pretty grounded in reality. I literally just saw for the first time the trilogy Godzilla. I think that's pretty grounded in reality in terms of just having big legs to support all the weight and whatnot. Mm-hmm. It's just like, I don't know. I can't get the Coke bottle look past my face, like my mind.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick, just want to reiterate, thanks to everybody who's in the chat, but we are giving away a copy of Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk. If you want to enter to win, send an email, just your name in the subject line, to nerdcagelive@outlook.com. We'll draw a winner here at the end of the show, and I will personally email the picture of the digital code. All right, so that being said, guys, there is a whole bunch of news dropped this week as far as like movies that just start filming, and we can just kind of all give our 2 cents on like how we feel about the sequel, how we felt about the first movie. So let's start with Aquaman 2. So it was revealed today, Aquaman 2 just started filming this week. James Wan once again behind the camera, along with obviously Jason Momoa, Amber Heard.
What? She's still on it?
What's that?
She's still in it?
Yes. And so is Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, who played Black Manta. And I don't remember the actor's name, but the guy who played Ocean Master. They're all back for the second movie. James Wan says he's planning on making this one darker. So,
man,
Davis, go ahead.
I just keep losing more and more faith in WB every single day, bro. Oh
That's
my
fair.
God! With the fact that and we discussed this on both of the past episodes with the whole Snyderverse thing that they won't bring it back, and even though it's very clear there's a demand for it and it looks like it could be a great story, but the fact that they don't release Amber Heard and replace her in the movie is something. Let's talk bigger picture here that should have been done, and is honestly kind of a crime that hasn't been done. And I'm just like, why is WB supporting somebody like her? You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, it's very scummy when you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you switch the situations, make Amber Heard a man, make Johnny Depp a woman, he'd be in jail immediately, and he wouldn't see the light of day for years to come, but that is what it is.
Well, to be fair, neither one of them are innocent in anything, really, so...
I'm not saying that. I am very much just pointing out the fact that she is an abuser that didn't face any consequences, it seemed.
Yeah, I mean...
she literally cut his finger off, broke his bones, gave him multiple scars. Like, that's kind of very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Aside from Amber Heard, like, I like the first Aquaman movie. I really would like to see... I don't know. This is just me personally wishing. My personal wish was I would like to see the Dead King as the villain. The Dead King, for those who don't know, the Dead King was basically he was the former ruler of Atlantis, but he's been dead. But now he's like frozen. Now he has like a frozen kingdom, and I think that he would not only that he'd be a great villain, he'd also be a great Injustice character as well if they make Injustice 3. But anyway,
I feel like if they make a trilogy, maybe he'd be a great villain for the third one. Because aren't they moving forward with Black Manta as the villain for this one or no?
Yeah, Black Manta's still in this movie. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Now,
he's
that's
like
not,
the villain.
the Dead King. That's not King Atlan, the guy that got the trident from, is it?
No. He's a completely other ruler of Atlantis. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, and another movie that started filming this week. I wish Mark was here for this because I'm baffled that they're moving forward with this. Black Panther 2 just started filming.
Yeah, I don't know who they're replacing the Black Panther with.
Don't like this.
I
have no idea.
like if they're going to continue on with it, I'd rather they don't recast Chadwick Boseman. I feel like if they're going to continue on with it, I feel like the best way to preserve his legacy and pay the respects to him is to pretty much pass the torch on to
Shuri. I've heard that a lot.
Shuri.
Yeah.
The thing is though, it's one, and this matters, alright? She definitely needs to gain some muscle, bro. She needs to get bigger. It does matter. There's only so much you could fool me into thinking a stick of a person is out here doing what Black Panther does. But also too, let's talk acting chops, right? Do you think she has the skill to take up that big of a role in that big of a franchise?
It's very, very big shoes to fill, especially considering Boseman's fantastic performances
and body of work experience.
Narrative wise, it would make sense, but at the same time, he left so much of an impact on the MCU that it's gonna be nearly impossible to live up to that standard.
I do want to ask, in kind of a similar situation where they're shifting mantles, how do you guys feel about with Thor: Love and Thunder? How they're gonna basically, Thor is not gonna be Thor anymore. It's gonna be Natalie Portman.
I mean, I get they want to kind of make it more like the more recent comics, but at the same time, I do hear a lot of the more recent comics are pretty trash. So I really don't know how to feel about
as somebody
that.
that's both a huge Marvel and DC fan, and before anybody calls me a Marvel hater, because I literally grew up with the MCU. The first MCU movie came out when I was 8 or 9, so I grew up with it throughout my entire life, basically. You were 100% correct. The recent Marvel comics, I want to say from 2014, 2015 onwards, are just pure hot trash, while recent DC comics from that time, and they've had 2 resets. They had the New 52, and then I forgot what the other one was called. It was very recent too, which dealt with the Flash, but they they were really good. And the reason DC Comics are always really good is because they have those reset points, and then they tell another great story for like a decade or so, and then they reset. If we're talking specifically comic-wise, yeah, Marvel's been pretty trash lately, while DC's kind of held that down. But obviously, movie-wise, we know what the deal is.
Yeah, I don't know. Kush, you nailed it earlier. Like, if the sister's gonna take over the mantle of Black Panther, she needs to go on that superhero Marvel diet, because you know how I can't think of the actor's name, the Indian guy.
Where it kind of reminds me of a little bit is like Gal Gadot. She was a stick, like in her first couple movies. Like for example, you first see her in Fast and the Furious 2009. I was like, when they first cast her, I'm like, she's way too skinny to be Wonder Woman, but she went on that training regimen. And she got big for it. She still wasn't big enough by BVS, but like you notice it like in the Snyder Cut, for example, where it's like, yeah, she looks like Wonder Woman now. So like, if Shuri is gonna take over as the mantle of the Black Panther, they need to send her on like an extreme training regimen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If they can work their magic on her, and so be it. I just don't like the idea of them going on without Chadwick Boseman. I don't. Yeah,
it's like, I don't even know. Unless you know how it would work, because there's talks of this anyway with the X-Men. Black Panther and Storm are married. What if they just bring in Storm and have her deal with both X-Men and Black Panther side?
Hey, that'd be cool, but I think, I'm not gonna lie to you, I hope if they do more X-Men movies, which I'm sure down the road they will, I hope it's separate from the MCU.
They're going to involve it. I feel like it's going to be like Phase 5 or 6 or something.
The thing is, like, how are we supposed to believe that, like, mutants all of a sudden exist when it's never been thought of or brought up before?
Yeah, like how are you going to?
The questions you guys are posing is the same question I feel like all of us pose when with the Eternals. How am I supposed to believe these guys have been here the entire time that happened, but they have?
I am not excited for Eternals. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I agree with you guys. The problem is that they want to continue, and hey, we all could be wrong, and they have great success with it and execute it properly. Mm-hmm. I feel like the problem is they want to continue it in one universe, one linear universe, so to speak, where it's like these stories really should be told in separate universes. Like the universe of the Avengers should have ended with Endgame, and then you do the Eternals and another stuff, in another universe. Just like it's gonna get messy because you're gonna introduce X-Men, and then I think somewhere down the line they're also gonna get Fantastic Four, which, in my opinion, the Fantastic Four are the most powerful superhero group in the Marvel universe, specifically because of dudes like Doctor Doom. And he's Mr. Fantastic and whatnot. Like, they're like those guys, right? But it's like, all right, how are you going to introduce them now and be like, oh, these guys are way more powerful than like the X-Men and the Avengers and all that? Like, how do you introduce all that?
I think all the comic book companies are kind of leaning heavy on the fact that you can explain anything away with the multiverse theory.
Yeah, and it's going to be like, I don't know how they're going to do it. Execute it.
But that's going to get old after a while.
Exactly.
Going back to that.
Yeah, I just see a question there in the chat. Billy Mount says, besides X-Men, who would you want? Would you want Fantastic Four in the MCU? So yes, I want Fantastic Four in the MCU.
Purely because they're going that multiverse route. So like it makes sense for Fantastic Four to be involved.
I'm just worried because like every Fantastic Four movie that's ever come out was not good. So I just feel like. Right? Fantastic Four wasn't meant for the big screen.
But it was Fox, though. Keep that in mind. It was Fox.
Yeah, I know, but Kevin Feige had his hands in those movies, too. So...
And you're right about that, but the way they made movies back then and the amount of control you had is way different from now.
True. I don't know. I'll tell you what, though. The one I'm excited for is Shang-Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi looks fucking awesome.
Sweet. Yeah.
And when I saw that trailer with Abomination in there, which I'm kind of surprised.
JJ, can we sidetrack for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the greatest crimes the MCU ever did was nerfing Hulk, bro.
Thank you!
Thank you so much.
Hulk is supposed to be, just like how I was saying earlier, Fantastic Four is like the most powerful superhero group in the MCU. The Hulk is supposed to be right up there with them, bro. Like, he is by far the strongest Avenger, you know, and they nerfed Thor as well, which I'm a big Thor fan, and I never liked the fact that he was never as godlike as he should have been. Like, remember the city that they dropped in the second Avengers movie? Comic book Thor would lift that with one hand, bro, not even break a sweat, right? But the Hulk... Yeah, go ahead.
I like the original... Not the original version of the Hulk, not the look,
the Incredible Hulk, right?
But the version of the Hulk where the angrier he gets, the bigger he gets.
Yes,
I did like that.
And that was, they did that with Incredible Hulk, but they nerfed him. Like, MCU Hulk has gotten so much weaker over the years. The best version of him was truly 2008 Edward Norton, the Incredible Hulk.
Thank you. I love
that
Edward
was
Norton.
the best
I love
version.
that movie.
Even though it's not necessarily the most entertaining, that was as
Yes,
Hulk
it
as
was.
Hulk.
I loved it.
No, I'm saying entertaining for Marvel's comic factor, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the main reason. I think other than them nerfing him so that he could be on the same power level as everybody else, but they wanted to make him into just basically a comedy shtick is what he's become, right?
Not just that, but I'm biased here. I love Edward Norton, and I'm so heartbroken that they teased the leader. Remember when like the chemicals fall on his head and his brain started to swell up? And I'm like, oh my god, the leader's gonna be the next villain, and we never got that. And like,
no, they literally just killed the Incredible Hulk franchise.
Mark Ruffalo's a great actor, but he made the Hulk a side bitch, goofy. The Hulk.
I don't even know if that's his fault, but
I know, but the Hulk's supposed to be a tragic character. Edward Norton had that right. The Hulk is a tragic character.
The Hulk's supposed to be stronger than all of them, bro. Yeah. Like they nerfed him in terms of character, in terms of strength, in terms of look, size. Like, Incredible Hulk was the best version of him, and the reason I brought that up is because when I saw Abomination, I'm like, if Abomination was to fight Hulk again, it's no contest. That man is like one punching him out of existence, bro, versus when it was a legit matchup back in the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, I was just surprised. Go ahead, Davis.
I remember watching Age of Ultron, and there was that one bit where the Hulk's flying away in that jet. I'm thinking, oh, they're going to do Planet Hulk, and then they're going to do World War Hulk.
Planet Hulk, bro. Everybody
never got that. Now, yeah, there are people who say, oh, well, Thor Ragnarok was basically Planet Hulk. No, that is not Planet Hulk. If you want Planet Hulk, watch the animated movie.
They never watched the animated movie Planet Hulk if they thought that was Planet Hulk.
And speaking of the Hulk, can we bring back Sam Elliott as Ross?
Yes. Well, it's too late though. William Hurt is like in every single MCU movie. In fact, he's playing a big role in the Black Widow. By the way, Joe, let's go see Black Widow next week.
But yeah, nah, man. Listen, the nerfing, like, if they can somehow, some way bring back just that character design, which has always looked so much better to me, I'd be happy. But it ain't happening. Like, Abomination is just knocking this man out if he ever sees him, bro.
No, what I was just surprised is that I thought that the MCU was trying to distance themselves from the Edward Norton version of Hulk, but here they bring in the Abomination because they probably felt, oh wait, the first Shang-Chi trailer didn't have any throwbacks to the MCU. Let's show them the Abomination in the next trailer. Anyway, Shang-Chi looks freaking awesome. I'm just surprised that they're throwing in the Abomination when I thought they were trying to distance themselves from that Edward Norton movie.
And
oh yeah, go ahead.
It's probably a shame when deep down he's probably only going to be in it for like a minute.
Yeah.
I hope he's not.
We'll see. I hope Shang-Chi's good because I like the Mortal Kombat aspect of it, the Asian culture and all that. I think it looks cool. It's actually one Marvel movie I'm actually looking forward to. Not so much Eternals, and obviously I'm here for Spider-Man, but
I'll say this about Abomination. Even though he looks slightly different, I do like his design a lot. It's still very similar to the 2008 design, right? It looks so similar. I like it a lot.
And he finally has his fish ears.
Yeah. And I'll say this. Just like how Shang-Chi is the one movie you're really interested in, I think I said this backstage before we started, how I haven't watched any of the Disney Plus Marvel shows yet because they just haven't reeled me in, pulled me in. Movie-wise, Shang-Chi is the only one that's reeling me in, pulling me in. Yeah. I'm honestly not that interested in Black Widow, even though it's had like 2 years to try and reel me in, pull me in with trailers and whatnot. I'm just like, I always thought they made that movie way too late compared to when they should have made it.
Yeah, I agree.
And then with Eternals, it's the same thing. It's like you're not selling me on the fact that these dudes were there and they didn't do anything. Like, that's just going to be... I'm still going to eventually watch it. And I do know that they are incredibly powerful, but I'm just like, there's only so much you could like convince me of, right? So it's like literally the only movie right now that I really want to watch is Shang-Chi and then Spider-Man Far From Home, and that is, I've always loved the MCU Spider-Man movies, but this one, I think we all are waiting for Tobey Maguire to pull up and Andrew Garfield to pull up in that movie.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get a Spider-Man trailer in like next week or something when Black Widow comes out. I don't know. We'll see.
Something I want from the MCU personally is a John Bernthal Punisher movie. I really like
that. Was that the actor that was the Punisher in the Netflix series?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's another thing, bro. They ended all those like they were good, bro. I don't know why they ended all.
I'm still.
I mean, Thomas Jane himself said he would love to produce a movie about Punisher.
Daredevil was good. Like
I love Daredevil so much. I was heartbroken when they canceled that. Like I was
single
mad.
Netflix show that they had was like top notch, and then they just ended it.
I mean, I watched it because Rosario Dawson is in it. Love her. But yeah, like Daredevil was good. I did not see Jessica Jones. I loved Luke Cage.
No, Jessica Jones was really good.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang Clan when he went in and they started playing "Bring the Ruckus." Oh god, that was so fucking awesome.
Bro, there was not a bad Defender shows on Netflix. Daredevil was my favorite. Luke Cage was amazing. Jessica Jones was good.
Yeah.
And then Punisher, nothing but great things to say about Punisher.
I'm a little indifferent about Punisher because I didn't care for John Bernthal personally because I really loved Ray. What the hell is his name? Ray Stevenson.
From the movie back in
Ray Stevenson, because Ray Stevenson was a rugged, old-ass Punisher. I felt like John Berthel's too
I'm
young.
Surprised, Jay. I'm surprised you don't like the. You didn't want more of the Dolph Lundgren.
Hey, listen. The Dolph Lundgren movie is fun for like a good laugh, or you know, if it's your thing, a drinking night or something. Like it's hilarious. I can actually watch the Dolph Lundgren movie and get a good laugh out of it.
Watch as Dolph Lundgren is the Punisher. Watch as he drives a motorcycle in the sewer for half the movie.
Dude, it's so bad, but like I don't know. It's so bad it's good. I feel like I can get some kind of enjoyment out of it. I know it's one of those. You know, remember that Facebook thing?
Oh, I didn't even know that the 2004 movie had a sequel.
No. The 2004 movie had a like a mini series, like a mini clip. What was it? The Laundry Day or something it was called? Punisher Laundry Day or something.
And then so Punisher Warzone is the Ray Stevenson one.
See, that's the one I liked. Ray Stevenson nailed that role.
Billy Mount III wants to know how you feel about the Thomas Jane rendition of it.
Yeah, that's the 2004 one. I thought they were connected.
Good,
I guess
but
they're
it's
not.
The problem with the 2004 movie is that Thomas Jane wasn't big enough to be he wasn't like wasn't big enough. He's a great actor, and it was a great performance from everybody in that movie. But it wasn't violent enough, and Thomas Jane is just not big enough. Like Dolph Lundgren's huge, Ray Stevenson's huge. Like I just feel like I feel like Thomas Jane's just not big enough to be the Punisher.
So I literally just took 5 seconds to read up on both of the Wikipedia pages. The Punisher, the one with Ray Stevenson, was supposed to be a sequel to the 2004 Thomas Jane one, but then it just ended up being a reboot. So it's kind of telling a very similar story, apparently.
Yeah, it was. Fortunately, it wasn't a sequel. It could have been, but it wasn't. But I did like that movie, as cheesy as it was. The violence was there, and like I said, Ray Stevenson, perfect. He was the perfect Frank Castle. Big, rugged, old, didn't put up with no bullshit, violent. He was perfect. Perfect. My book. That's just my opinion.
I haven't seen Warzone, but I do know for a fact that I like that Jigsaw design way more than the Netflix one.
Oh, Davis, maybe one of these nights we'll watch it together on Zoom, because it's a trip. All right, so there's one more movie I wanted to cover. I respect everybody's time, but there's one more movie I want to get to. We kind of touched on it a little earlier. John Wick 4 started filming this week.
Ooh, boy. That's going to be good.
And Donnie Yen is in John Wick 4. Like, Let's go.
And Hiroyuki Sanada. He's going to be in it too.
Kush, are you a John Wick fan?
I'm a very big John Wick fan, but I still haven't seen the third one. I've only seen the first two.
Oh, dude, watch the third one.
Watch the third one.
I've only seen, bro, like, I don't know what to say why I love John Wick so much, but like I saw the first movie and I was like, this is epic, bro. This is great. And I had to go watch. Like, I just love the John Wick movies. It's great. I don't know. I can't pinpoint one thing, but I just still haven't seen the third one for some reason.
I feel the third
I have
one's the
so
second
much more respect for Keanu Reeves after seeing his behind-the-scenes shoot training. You know, him shooting and everything. It's intense.
I like that theory. There's a theory out there that John Wick is the alternate timeline where Ted goes to military school.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, how would you even describe John Wick to somebody that didn't see it? It's just he's just a dude you don't mess with. He's just an assassin type dude you don't mess with. Like, I don't even know how I would describe it as a genre.
I mean, I can describe it in 3 words. Just watch it.
Yeah.
To me, it's like I feel like it's like the old man action revival, kind of like the Expendables, the Equalizer, Taken. But John Wick is that category, but a whole new level, man. Like,
oh yeah,
it's way better than all of those.
Yeah, dude,
a one-man army.
Yeah, like not to mention I'm a dog lover too, so so it's very relatable.
There's so many memes of the John Wick movies as well, bro. Like my favorite one is probably when it's like from the just a goon's perspective, like, oh, he got nothing but a pencil left, what he gonna do with it? And then like you just see the man die.
Yeah, dude. Like I said, I'm stoked for part 4. But yeah, Kush, part 3, almost as good as the first one. I like part 3 a lot, especially. I don't know.
How would you rank the ones that are out right now? The first
1, 3, 2. What about you, Davis?
1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
I'd say
I've actually heard people say 2 is better than 1. That's the first time I heard.
Me 3, 2, 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Joe, what about you?
I'm with you on this. I think
1, 3, 2.
Yeah, I think that's
pretty
probably
good. I hope 4 keeps going. I hope 4, like, I feel like, man, talk about a trilogy of movies where like there's not one bad one. Like, if they can keep the quadfecta going, I hope, like, but with just the fact that Donnie Yen is in it, like, oh my god, like, oh god.
They're bringing back the Matrix? Somebody said Matrix.
Yes, Matrix 4 comes out in December.
Yeah. Didn't they end the story in the third one?
I'm hearing rumors that...
Are they somehow trapped in the simulation again? What in the world?
I don't know how true this is. Davis, back me up. But I heard rumors that Matrix 4, which does come out in December, by the way, on HBO Max, they're saying that Matrix 4 ignores 2 and 3.
I did hear something like that. I mean,
Damn. How do you move forward with that? Like, story-wise and even for, like, fan-wise? Like,
I don't know. Like, this movie is, like, really well...
Honestly.
I thought it was supposed to have a resurrection element to it.
I don't know. Like, they've kept this movie, like hush-hush. Like,
yeah, they have.
Like, really good job keeping this movie hush. Like, we're probably gonna get a trailer soon, because, like I said, it's an HBO Max movie.
If it ignores the second and third, how in the... Like, once again, story-wise, and then fans, like, is there any big Matrix fans in here? How do you guys feel about that?
I have no proof. This is just rumors on the internet. Like, I'm hearing a lot of, like this is supposed to ignore 2 and 3. I don't know how or why. I have no proof.
Let me ask the hypothetical, if it is, are you a big Matrix fan? Davis, Joe, or any of you big Matrix? Like, how would you feel about that?
They're gonna have to explain it pretty well in order to get me to ignore 2 and 3.
This is what they're gonna say, bro. They're gonna be like, oh, 2 and 3 was part of the simulation.
2 and 3 was a virus. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea how.
I don't know.
We know basically next to nothing about this movie because they've kept like all the information about this production like tighter than Fort Knox.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it would be cool if they made Neo the new architect. Oh,
I was gonna ask, other than obviously Keanu, is there any other reprising roles?
Yeah, Carrie-Anne Moss. No Lawrence Fishburne, but Carrie-Anne Moss is back.
They couldn't bring back Lawrence Fishburne.
And the Wachowski. He's a
well, they're
she
directors,
now.
right?
Yeah. He's a she now, but same director.
So like, why what am I asking here? Why couldn't they bring back Fishburne?
I don't know. And the funny thing is, Fishburne was in the John Wick movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like
He is
even
bigger
Fishburne,
now, I don't know.
even Fishburne even came out and said like yesterday, like, yo, why? I don't even know why I wasn't in it. So, but I know Carrie-Anne Moss is in it. So I know that for a fact. It's Keanu and Carrie-Anne. And in fact, Jada Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith is in it too.
Just another. I hate Jada, just like I hate, like I hate Amber Heard, man. It's like every month she got to question Will's manhood on the internet or something, bro.
Yeah. There's always some sort of entanglement going on.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the day when Will Smith starts and snaps and starts his villain arc.
John Wick Will Smith edition.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh, Kush, did you know this? Do you know that Will Smith was originally supposed to be Neo? He turned it down.
Like all the way back in 2000?
Yes. He turned it down in favor of Wild Wild West. Probably his biggest regret. Jada, on the other hand, did not turn it down.
I was going to say, I think getting married was probably his biggest regret, man.
I was talking about Ultraman earlier. I forget which studio wanted to do it, but a studio wanted to make a Hollywood Ultraman movie, and apparently they were eyeing Will Smith to be Ultraman. And
shit.
That was like so long ago. It was like early mid 2000s, so it's not gonna happen. But apparently Will Smith is a huge Ultraman fan.
Damn, I'm still kind of disappointed they didn't get back Lawrence Fishburne. I don't know.
No, I'm scratching my head too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was actually expecting.
He's probably like the second most popular character from the series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's the most memed too.
What if I told you?
Yeah.
Or which pill?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So it's 9:30. I'll let you guys call it. You guys, it's getting kind of like. Do you guys want to cover some of the movie trailers that dropped this week, or you guys just want to plug in and call it a night?
Well, I do have to welcome Tutu Azuri.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Tuto. Yeah. I love Tuto.
All the way from Italy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, thank you for dropping in, man.
What trailers dropped this week?
Oh, bunch. Let's just do it real quick. A bunch of them. I'll go right in order. So, Halloween Kills.
That's looking good.
Yeah, oh yeah, bro. Listen, Kush, did you see the 2018 Halloween?
I didn't. Was it good?
Woo!
It was a reboot, right? Or was it a sequel to something?
It was a sequel to the first movie. It ignored every single Halloween movie but the first one.
A sequel boot, if you will.
So a sequel to when did the first movie come out?
First movie was 1978, I want to say.
Wow, Jesus. How many Halloween movies came out in between? Like, that's got to be a lot.
10.
Yeah.
They ignored 10 whole movies? That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So this.
Wait. So in those 10 movies that it ignored, was there any reprising roles from the original one, or no?
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis.
She was in every single one.
Well, no. Well, Jamie Lee Curtis was in 1, 2, and H2O, which was part 7. Oh, and she was in Resurrection. That was part 8. So yeah, she was in.
Okay, so even though she reprised for 2, they still ignored 2.
Yeah, they're ignoring 2 because here's the thing: the second one, real quick, the second movie is where they explain that Laurie and Michael were brother and sister. So this new Halloween, the 2018 one, ignored the second one and completely scrapped the brother and sister aspect and just made Michael Myers was just a psychopath out of the mental institute that just wanted to kill her.
And so then since it ignored all of that, so then obviously there's no way to ignore the big time skip and aging then, right?
Yeah, so what happened in this timeline is
at
the end of the first... So the 2018 movie explained that after Mike Myers was shot and fell off the balcony, he was arrested and thrown back in the mental institute. In the 2018 movie, 40 years later, he escapes from the mental institute again and goes after Jamie Lee Curtis again. but
So
it's done so much better.
Does this trailer imply this is one is going to be about then?
So this one is a direct follow-up to the ending of the 2018 movie.
Okay.
And it's produced by Blumhouse, who also did the Invisible Man reboot. So like Blumhouse is riding this wave of like excellent horror like reboot movies. So this is expected to be good. The trailer was fucking tits and off the chain because Mike Myers just does his fucking thing. Like, yeah, it's gonna be great. Just saying. So yeah, so Kush, check out Halloween 2018. I think you'll generally like it. Davis, any other thoughts on Halloween?
Not necessarily. I mean, just bring on Halloween Kills. I mean, I really enjoyed 2018. I'm especially a huge fan of the first movie from '78.
Yeah.
Not so much of most of the other ones, but yeah, I'm looking forward to Halloween Kills.
And fun fact,
it looks solid.
Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends were filmed at the same time, so I think Halloween Ends comes out next
so it's a trilogy.
2022. Yeah, it's gonna end it. And another trailer that dropped this week. I got a couple more. Candyman. I think. So Jordan Peele is producing this one. I only like the first Candyman movies. I didn't like any of the other ones. I'll give this one a chance. Did you guys catch this trailer or no?
I didn't catch the new trailer. I actually wasn't aware that there was a new trailer until recently, but I didn't have the time to check it out real quick. I do know that the original Candyman film is a pretty well-known classic, and I like Jordan Peele as a director. Really liked Get Out. Really liked Us. I'm very interested in seeing what he has to offer in Candyman.
I was going to say, I don't even know what Candyman is. I've never heard of it in my life. But because I love Jordan Peele's movies, Us and Get Out, Jesus Christ, you talk about some great movies. Like, I'm kicking myself every time. I still have to watch Black Klansman. Like, from the moment I saw the trailer for that, I still haven't gotten to watch it. I think he had a hand in that as well, right? Or I'm not sure if it was director or producer.
Spike Lee directed Black Klansman.
Yeah, so then I think he had like a hand as a producer in it, and just because of that, I just want to see it. He's one of those filmmakers where it's like, oh, he has a hand in something. All right, I'm gonna go watch it.
Yeah. Joe, you got any thoughts on Candyman?
Not really. I haven't really seen the trailer yet, so I've got to watch it.
And for those, since you haven't seen Candyman, I'll say this: this one's a complete reboot. I don't think it has any ties to the first movie. At least I don't think it does.
Cameos from the original.
I'm pretty sure it's a reboot.
Yeah, so it's okay if you haven't seen the original Candyman. Like, if you go into this movie blind, I think you'll be all right. And so I'm probably the only one in the group here right now. But the next trailer that dropped that I'm excited for, The Many Saints of Newark. Oh my God! All right,
I've been meaning to watch The Sopranos for so long, and I actually did take a look at the trailer, and it looks pretty awesome. Not gonna lie, it actually makes me want to watch The Sopranos now.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, The Many Saints of Newark, which is an HBO Max movie that's dropping in September, it's a prequel to The Sopranos that takes place in the 60s or 70s. Well, anyway...
It was 70s, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So the outfits were very 70s.
Yeah, so fun fact, James Gandolfini's son is playing young Tony Soprano, and it explains his origin story, how he became
I'll say this, the reaction on Twitter, which is really the only place you could really get a reaction like this, unless, I don't know, there's a Facebook group for The Sopranos or something. It's very mixed, which I haven't seen The Sopranos, so I don't know how to take that, but I've seen very mixed reactions. Some people are, like, elated and excited for it. Other people are just like, oh my God, why are they doing this?
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely, listen, I'm not the biggest Sopranos fan. That was my grandmother's show, by the way. I wish she was still alive to watch this new movie, but, like, The Sopranos, like, to me, I watched the whole thing. So, and I will say it kind of fills it out toward the end, but I still like the show overall. But this, holy smokes, when they first announced it, I scratched my head and I was skeptic. But when that trailer dropped, all skepticism went away. I'm full on board for this movie. I really am. Joe, what about you? What are your thoughts, general thoughts on this movie?
I mean, I like mafia movies in general, but I only watched a few episodes of The Sopranos, so I don't know if I would actually get the story too much. I might have to rewatch. I might have to binge The Sopranos to see what I'm missing.
Well, you got plenty of time. I mean, there's 7 seasons to binge, 7 or 8 seasons to binge, and
I thought it was only 6 seasons.
No, it was like 8 or 9 seasons. I think it was 8. Someone in the chat back me up. I'm pretty sure it was 8 seasons of The Sopranos. I'm pretty sure.
According to Wikipedia, it's 6.
6? Oh, okay. I could have sworn it was longer than that. And then finally, one last trailer, and we'll call it a night here. And then we can, you guys can plug yourselves in. Joe, I know you're excited for this one. Davis, I know you watched right before we went on air. But if you're a fan of the Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge animated movie that came out last year, I was blown away by it. It's made by the same people who do the DC animated films. Whole new take on the franchise. But there's a sequel, and it comes out August 31st, video on demand and on 4K. Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, which is a direct follow-up where they face Shao Kahn. Holy smokes, Davis, go ahead, dude.
All I'm going to say is that we better have a watch party, and we better do everything in our power to get Master Pacina and Marquez on.
Yes! Yes!
I'm stoked for it. I love Scorpion's Revenge, and this looks awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. Kush, now I know you're kind of like indifferent about Mortal Kombat, but did you ever see the animated movie that came out?
I did not.
Okay.
I'm also more of a Sub-Zero guy than a Scorpion guy, so there's that.
Okay. It's on the first movie is on HBO Max. Watch it. This movie does follow up that story, and Sub-Zero's brother is a character, like one of the main characters in this. So definitely check it out. Joe, you're my longtime Mortal Kombat buddy. Go ahead.
I know. I can't wait to see how they put all the realms into this, and the story's great so far. I did see the trailer, so I can't wait for this. This will be great, and I agree with Davis. We got to get the boys on.
I will do. You put me on the spot, but I'll do what I can. I'll say that. I will do what I can. So
yes. Paul Jacket made it, by the way. He wants to know where Mark is.
Yep, I was just about to message him. He got stuck at work. He was in Cincinnati. He got stuck at work in Cincinnati. So, unfortunately, he couldn't make it. He tried, but we had a soldier on, and we had a good turnout tonight. Michael B. He's my Wu-Tang buddy, man. Just want to shout out to Michael B.
Hey.
Wu-Tang all day.
I do want to field this one thing.
Tutu
Missouri has something for Kush. He says, what do you call an ugly bird without any feathers in a cage at the zoo? Says eagles beaten by giants.
Nice. I can't wait for Tutu to drop his comedy book, but he's taking a little while with it.
Yo, listen. Want to talk a little football real quick? We're sweeping the Eagles. We're coming for that ass, all right? The Eagles have screwed us so hard, so many times. Not only last year, but during the offseason. You know what? I almost want to put money down on this. Giants are going to sweep the Eagles. I can't tell you the score, but I just feel like Joe Judge has a plan for the Eagles. Just saying.
Nah, we're going to sweep the Eagles just because the Eagles are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. So.
Yep, absolutely. Davis, you're a Texans fan, right?
But I haven't really been up to speed as of late. I've had a lot of stuff on my plate lately.
I get it. Well, Texans are kind of in a weird position right now because
they don't know what's happening with Deshaun.
Exactly, the Deshaun Watson situation's tricky, and J.J. Watt going to Arizona, which. It's just weird.
It kind of did hurt me a little because I in my mind I cannot separate JJ Watt from the Texans.
I know, same here. I think even if you're not a Texans fan, I think everybody feels that way.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, guys. Thank you everybody in the chat. So Davis, plug yourself in, and I already put the picture on the screen. Tell them about Saturday.
Okay, so this Saturday, July 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern on TokuTitanCast, we are going to be having a watch party for Invasion of Astro Monster, released in 1965. It is the hang on, gotta count which Godzilla movie it was real quick. It is the sixth Godzilla movie. And not only is it one of the best Godzilla movies ever, it's also one of the best sci-fi films ever. So definitely be sure to tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern this Saturday, July 3rd. We'll be using the subtitle version that's on HBO Max. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. And my name is Davis. I'm also known as Titangoji. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also sell my own t-shirts at TeePublic. I just put up a design based on Godzilla Singular Point.
Links in the description, people. Links in the description.
Yeah. Links in the description. It's a gym shirt with Jet Jaguar's face on it. There's a version with dumbbells and a version with a barbell. So be sure to pick that up. I already got like 5 orders from it. So off to a great start already. And I also have a Patreon if you wish to support me through those means. Jay is a Patreon supporter. And if you ever plan on tuning into TokuTitanCast in the future, keep in mind that YouTube takes 30% of super chats, so Patreon is definitely the way to go because I don't have a missing 30%. So that's pretty much all I got.
All right, Kush from the hub.
There's nothing much for me to promote in terms of anything that I have coming up. Because it's a quiet time in the off season. I've just been sort of putting out both my update videos and my take videos as well. The 2 most recent of those was my 6th episode in my We Need to Talk series, which was on Darius Slayton for any Giants fans in the chat, as to why we should kind of cut Darius Slayton some slack and realize the stuff he had to go through was very similar to what our quarterback has to go through.
Yeah, it was a good video.
Fair reasons, for his performance. We should do the same for his receiver. And then I also didn't want to take Crowder on what potential does he have in this Giants defense that was one of the best in the NFL last year and improved in the offseason. So, yeah, kind of a low time, not much. Merch, because I also put out merch. Thank you so much, Davis, for plugging his, because it reminded me of mine that I also recently made 2 new ones. One is of our rookie wide receiver, Kadarius Toney, based off of his alter ego, and as we all know, he's in the music industry, he's in rap as well. Young Joka, I made a design for Young Joka. This is what it looks like. It should pop up on the back of me right now.
Very nice.
I can't zoom in, but obviously the Joker face with the Giants helmet on it, and it's on a deck of cards because the Joker that you see in cards. And then another one was of Leonard Williams, our star defensive end, who had the breakout season last year. His nickname is the Big Cat. I call him the Lion King, because I think he's gonna take even another step forward. So you got Leonard Williams on there with the Lion King next to him. But that's
yeah, dude! That's my next jersey. My next jersey is gonna be Leonard Williams, man. Oh man, he's definitely my favorite defensive player, no doubt. I cannot wait to see. I'm like foaming at the mouth because I think our defense. I'm more excited.
He should be even better.
The offense.
You know what I'm saying? Because he got even better players around him now.
Absolutely. And yes, all of Kush's links are in the description below. Please sub up both of these guys, support them, follow them on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. These guys are my dudes, and it was so awesome discussing Singular Point, Attack on Titan, and movies and whatnot. We got to bring this same lineup again with Mark. By the way, we need Mark back, but we got to do the same lineup again. And oh my god, this was hella fun. We covered a whole wide spectrum. Thank you to Giants Nation and NerdCage. So giveaway time. I'm really let down. I only got 1 entry. I'm gonna give everybody one last chance because we only got 1 entry. If we only have 1 entry, guess what? That 1 entry is gonna win.
Let me enter as well then. Why not? I'll enter.
Is that considered cheating?
How about this, Kush? Is there anybody like in your family?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about this? If someone in your family can enter, not you, Kush, someone in your family, and I'll that way that's not cheating. Same with you, Davis. If you have any friends or family who want to enter, we'll give it.
Okay, yeah. Let me text them real quick. I have one person in mind.
Yeah. Just yeah. I'm not against you guys having your friends or immediate family enter, but I feel like it would be kind of like I don't want to screw our one entry here.
I gotcha.
But yeah, and same with you, Joe. If anyone in your immediate family or anyone in your friends or anybody, I'll give everybody a chance right now to enter right here, right now. So send a email with your name in the subject line to nerdcagelive@outlook.com, and we will spin the wheel here in a couple minutes. Anybody in the chat here? Michael B, Shay Smithers, Tuto, Paul.
Do they have to send in the subject line?
Just their name.
Nobody?
Just their name.
Oh, okay.
Just to put their name in the subject line, so I know who the person is when I put them on the the wheel of names.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see here. We get any? Oh, there we go. We got another entry. Okay. Hey Joe, can you just I can't see the stream right now. I'm trying to put these entries in. So Joe, can you kind of like keep the stream occupied while I get some of these names in the wheel?
Oh, actually,
yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you got the notification, Jay, but Yoko just posted this basically everywhere, and that this July 28th, we're going to be having a Shin Godzilla commentary.
Yes, yeah. Go ahead, plug that in. Plug that in.
It's going to be you, me, also Matt from Monstrosities, D-Man 1954. Adam from Scribe Productions, Laura Fitkin, she's going to be there. Let's see, Chris from GargantuCast, he's going to be in there.
Awesome! I've never worked with him. I'm excited.
Oh, Andres, aka Kaiju Noir, he's going to be there. Actually, looking at this again real quick, Nick is going to be there too, and Jesse Berberich, or Jesse Berberich, not sure how to pronounce that last name. I don't think I've heard of him, but I mean, hey, it'll be a pleasure.
Yeah. So that's gonna be great. So on the 28th, we're gonna be doing the Shin Godzilla watch party with Yoko on the 28th, and then the next day, in case y'all missed it, Scott Pilgrim versus the World watch party right here on NerdCage Live with Joe and of course Davis, our friend Laura, Alex the Swell, Big Jack, the Real Talk podcast, the Review Roulette podcast, Mark. That's going to be, I cannot wait to do the Scott Pilgrim watch party. So yeah, so you got 2 watch parties back to back. Mark your calendar. Shin Godzilla on Yoko Higuchi's channel, and right here on NerdCage Live on the 29th here, Scott Pilgrim versus the World watch party, and of course this Saturday, Invasion of the Astronauts party. Again, let me reiterate, if you want to enter the contest, nerdcagelive@outlook.com. Just send a name in your name in the subject line. We got 2 more entries, so we'll see if we got any more here. Hold on. Yeah, so we got 3 entries total, man. I'll give it a couple more minutes here. Give everybody a chance to enter.
And I want to tell everybody, don't forget to, if you haven't already, join our NerdCage Live discussion group on Facebook.
Yes. Good one, Joe. Thank you.
Jay.
What's that?
I do have to dip in in the next minute or so.
Okay. Yeah. If you gotta go, that's fine. Is there anything else you want to say before you go?
No. Just usually, check out the merch for anybody that's interested. Check out the channel if you're a Giants fan or just football fan. And thank you once again, Jay, for having me on.
Yeah.
Third time having a great time on here. You guys were great. It was great meeting you, Davis and Joe. You guys are amazing as well. And I'm be out. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, Kush. You have a good night.
Take care, man.
Okay. All right. Hang on a second here. So yeah, when that happens, our thing gets a little messed up here. So hold on. Let me fix the screen here for y'all. Hello there. There I am. So yes, nerdcagelive@outlook.com. Send an email. We're gonna draw a winner here in just a moment. And then Joe, I'm just getting you back on screen here.
Yeah.
Yep. You guys watching me work right now. Don't mind me. Okay. Sorry, Davis. I'm just putting you back here.
All good, man.
There we go. Now we'll just... Okay. All right. So here we go. Let me get the wheel ready here for everybody. Hang on. Sorry, I gotta take down the TokuTitanCast picture here. Hang on. Bear with us, guys. I'm just getting ready to draw the winner. This is the last chance. NerdCage Live at Outlook.com. Name and the topic if you want a free copy of Nobody. All right, so it looks like we just got the 3 in here. So we're just make sure everything looks okay. So we got 3 entries. All right, so we're gonna spin the wheel of names. Here we go. And the winner, Nick S is the winner. All right, so that's all I got. So Nick, if you're watching, if you happen to be watching, I will email you that digital code. Congratulations on the entry. By the way, he was the sole entry, by the way. So he won anyway, regardless. But yeah, so listen, once again, thank you very much, everybody. Thanks to our buddies Kush and Davis. Joe, the moderator, thank you for doing what you do. Mark, we wish you could have been here, but that's okay. We held down the fort. We'll have you back. Again, next week, Pest the Analyst is going to be our guest next week. Fellow Giants YouTuber. So next week will be Pest the Analyst. The 15th, we don't know what's going on yet. The 22nd is going to be a live performance from Authentic. Be there for that. And of course, on the 29th will be the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World Watch Party. Again, this Saturday, I will be on TokuTitanCast watching Invasion Astro Monster on Davis's channel. So sub up to Titangoji. He just hit 20,000 subscribers, but he could use more no matter what. And you should come hang out with us and watch one of my favorite Godzilla movies ever on his channel. And of course, Shin Godzilla on the 20th on Yoko's channel. And that's all I got. So that being said, before we go, we ask you to please like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like civil. So USA, from Louisville to Syracuse to New York City to Dallas, Texas, to all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live and the Hub and at Titangoji. As always, enjoy life, stay safe, and good night.
Take it easy, y'all.
NerdCage Nation, are you ready for round number 7? What better movie that bleeds everything nerd culture than the 2010 cult classic Scott Pilgrim versus the World on Thursday, July 29th, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. in the West. So joining the NerdCage crew you know and love, including Mark Withers, myself, Joe, the Trollhammer, and voice actor extraordinaire Matthew Farden, we got a lineup louder than a sex bomb.
Coming at you fast, Titangoji from the TokuTitanCast. Once again, on the attack is Big Jack. From the depth of nerd hell comes Alex the Swell. More powerful than General Zod comes Nick and Laura from the Review Roulette Pod. And walking the movie walk, once again, Wes, Gabe, and Tommy from Real Talk.
Good day for a swell battle. And begin!
Ooh, trying to get out of the NerdCage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!